Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds talks with his Malaysian counterpart Anwar Ibrahim in Kuala Lumpur. Trade, economic cooperation, strategic engagement and emerging sectors expected to be high on agenda. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal says India-US interim trade agreement is fair, equitable and balanced and ensures complete protection of farmers' interests. Home Minister Amit Shah to chair high-level security review meeting on left-wing extremism in Raipur today. Japan votes in snap parliamentary election called by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. And in ICC Men's T20 World Cup, India opens its campaign with a win over United States. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was today accorded a ceremonial welcome at the office of the Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The two leaders are currently holding closed-door talks which include both one-to-one discussions and delegation-level meetings. Trade, economic cooperation, strategic engagement and emerging sectors are expected to remain high on the agenda. The two sides will also review the progress made under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership to which they elevated the relationship in 2024. Both Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had reiterated during yesterday's Indian Diaspora event that they attach high importance to bilateral ties and are committed to further deepening cooperation across sectors. The discussions today are also aimed at identifying new areas of collaboration. Our correspondent reports that several memoranda of understanding are expected to be exchanged during the meeting, and the two sides will also issue press statements late in the day outlining the outcomes of the talks.
As part of today's engagements, Prime Minister Modi will also interact with CEOs and business leaders to further boost trade, investment and economic linkages between the two countries. He is also scheduled to meet INA veterans and Malaysian dignitaries before concluding his visit and departing for India. On the first day of the visit, Prime Minister Modi addressed a large Indian diaspora gathering titled Salamat Datang Modi Ji in Kuala Lumpur, attended by around 15,000 people. During the event, he highlighted the strong people-to-people ties between India and Malaysia and emphasized the growing partnership under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership established in 2024. He also announced that India's digital payments platform UPI will be introduced in Malaysia soon. The Prime Minister further announced the launch of Thiruvalluvar Scholarship for students studying in India and opening of a new Indian consulate in Malaysia to strengthen engagement with the diaspora. Durgesh Bhadoria, Akashvani News, Kuala Lumpur.
Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan has said that the address delivered by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the Indian diaspora in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, underscores the deep historical and cultural bonds between both nations. In a social media post, he said, Indian diaspora in Malaysia plays a vital role and is a living bridge between the two countries. Vice President also highlighted the Prime Minister's remarks celebrating Tamil heritage and welcomed the announcement on the establishment of a Thiruvalluvar Centre, reflecting a strong commitment to promoting India's civilizational legacy. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said that the India-US interim trade agreement is fair, equitable and balanced and ensures complete protection of farmers' interests. He said agricultural and dairy products adequately produced in India, including maize, wheat, rice, sugar, soybean and poultry, have been kept outside tariff concessions. The minister added that the agreement aims to promote exports, generate employment and advance India's journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047. Briefing the media on the India-US joint statement in New Delhi yesterday, Mr. Goyal said that the earlier 50% reciprocal tariff has now been reduced to 18% for Indian exports under the agreement. He pointed out that India now enjoys lower tariff rates compared to its neighbouring countries, including China, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Vietnam. Mr. Goyal highlighted that the deal safeguards the agriculture and dairy sectors, while several agricultural products such as spices, tea, coffee, cashew nuts, chestnuts, avocado, banana, mango, kiwi and papaya will attract zero duty in the United States. He added that the trade agreement has been welcomed across all sectors of the country.
United States of America ने
The United States of America has now decided the first part of the bilateral trade agreement to strengthen its relation with India. Under this, the reciprocal tariff of 50% that was imposed on India in the United States will now decrease from 50% to 18%. Keeping in view the interest of farmers and dairy sector, the joint statement, which was finalized between the United States and India and kept before the world, has been welcomed across all sectors of the country.
इसका देश के कोने-कोने में स्वागत हुआ है.
The Commerce and Industry Minister said the government aims to raise India-US bilateral trade to 45 lakh crore rupees in the coming years. He said new opportunities have opened up for investors following the agreement and urged them to take advantage of them. He added that MSME, artisans, weavers and youth engaged in export-oriented sectors will be among the key beneficiaries. Home Minister Amit Shah arrived in Raipur last evening on a 3-day visit to Chhattisgarh. During his visit, Mr. Shah will participate in various programs related to internal security and development in the state. Today, the Union Home Minister will chair a high-level security review meeting on left-wing extremism in Raipur. Senior officials from the central and state governments, as well as representatives of security agencies, will take part in the meeting. Later in the day, Mr. Shah will attend the national conclave titled Chhattisgarh at 25, shifting the lens as the chief guest. Meanwhile, on the 9th of February, Mr. Shah will attend the concluding ceremony of the Bastar Pandum festival in Jagdalpur. In a message shared on social media, he said that the country is moving steadily towards achieving the resolve of making India completely free from Naxalism by the 31st of March 2026. Union Minister for Electronics and IT, Information and Broadcasting and Railways, Ashwani Vaishnav, has asserted that India is making major progress in the development of semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem that can provide end-to-end solutions for other countries. He was addressing media persons after unveiling the 2-nanometer semiconductor chip manufactured by Qualcomm in Bengaluru yesterday. The minister expressed confidence that India will be able to globally offer its talent in the artificial intelligence and semiconductor sector.
We unveiled the 2-nanometer chip at Qualcomm. It's a series of developments where companies are now designing end-to-end product in India. The entire right from customer product definition to designing the final silicon, getting it taped out and getting it validated, that entire thing is being done in India.
In Meghalaya, search and rescue operations are continuing following the mine explosion at Mines Ghent Thangsko area with teams from the NDRF, SDRF, Special Rescue Team SRT, police and district administration engaged in the operation. 2 additional bodies were recovered yesterday, taking the total death toll to 27. The affected mine sites were thoroughly searched and operations will resume this morning to ensure complete coverage. The district administration East Jaintia Hills district has intensified enforcement drives against illegal mining, deputing 5 teams comprising of executive magistrates, police and officials from the Directorate of Mineral Resources, DMR. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Seychelles President Patrick Hermini yesterday met Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarvanand Sonowal and participated in the India-Seychelles Business Roundtable in Mumbai. President Hermini, who is on a 5-day visit to India, arrived in the city yesterday with First Lady Veronique Hermini. We have a desk report.
President Hermini attended the business roundtable organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry, which saw participation from business leaders of both countries. Addressing the gathering, President Hermini said India-Seychelles ties have strengthened over the past 50 years and expressed confidence in expanding bilateral cooperation. He said Seychelles holds India in high esteem, citing its position as the world's 4th largest economy. Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal said the 2 countries share a trusted partnership based on people-to-people ties and maritime cooperation, which has expanded to sectors such as healthcare, education, maritime security and disaster response. He added that growing trade, Indian investments, direct Mumbai-Mahe connectivity, and India's port-led development initiatives are opening new avenues for economic and strategic cooperation. With Ankita Apte, Sanyukta Yadav, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Japanese voters are casting ballots today in a snap parliamentary election called by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. Just months after she was elected by lawmakers, Takaichi decided to go to the polls to seek the public's mandate. If the coalition of Takaichi's Liberal Democratic Party with the Japan Innovation Party known as Ishin wins 310 seats, it would be able to override the opposition-controlled upper chamber. She has vowed to step down if the coalition loses its majority. Nearly 4.6 million people had cast early ballots as of a week ago, down 2.5% from the previous election in 2024, with the decline attributed to heavy snow in the northern and western regions. In Thailand, millions of voters are heading to the polls today in a closely watched election that will shape the country's next parliament. They will also be voting on a referendum about the country's constitution. It follows a snap election called by Prime Minister, who assumed office after political upheaval linked to a border dispute and the removal of his predecessor. News just in, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the delegation-level talks with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
हमें विश्वास है कि मलेशिया के सहयोग से आसियान के साथ हमारे संबंध और अधिक गहरे होंगे और अधिक विस्तार होगा। हमारे संबंधों की असली ताकत पीपल टू पीपल टाइज है। भारतीय मूल के लगभग 30 लाख मलेशियाई नागरिक हमारे देशों के बीच लिविंग ब्रिज है।
In men's cricket, India defeated United States by 29 runs in the third match of the T20 World Cup at the Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai last night. Chasing a target of 162 runs set by India, United States managed to score 132 for 8 in the stipulated 20 overs. For USA, Shubham Ranjane and Sanjay Krishnamurthy were the highest scorers, contributing 37 runs each. For India, Mohammad Siraj took 3 wickets while Arshdeep Singh and Akshar Patel scalped 2 wickets each. Today, there are 3 fixtures. New Zealand will take on Afghanistan at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, Chennai. The match will start at 11 a.m. In another clash, England will face Nepal at the Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai at 3 p.m. While Sri Lanka will be up against Ireland at the R. Premadasa Stadium, Colombo. The match will start at 7 p.m. In football, India thrashed Bangladesh 4-0 in the final to clinch the South Asian Football Federation SAF Under-19 Women's Championship title at the Pokhara Rangashala Stadium in Nepal. And now, for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Abhishek. Prime Minister lands in Malaysia, calls for more robust trade links with India, reports Hindustan Times. The Pioneer quotes Prime Minister Modi as saying, "Trust has become India's strongest currency." India-US unveil framework for interim trade agreement to enhance economic ties, leads the Statesman. Suspense over Russian oil as government mum on issue, says Financial Express. Sonia seeks dismissal of revision plea on electoral roll allegations, states the Tribune. As Bangladesh gears up for election, minority communities seek security, reports The Hindu. In Ritu Taure, BJP gets second Mumbai mayor in 44 years, informs the Times of India. The Pioneer, quoting Union Home Minister Amit Shah, says, Pahalgam attack fails to deter tourists in Jammu and Kashmir. Hindustan Times, in its opinion, writes, what India can expect from the US trade deal, says, the biggest gain is in terms of sentiment. The deal can serve as an insurance against any backtracking by the Trump administration, while keeping alive the prospects of further lowering of US tariffs on Indian exports. It can also help India become a part of US-led global value chains. Cancer care set to get cheaper with duty-free drugs, reports the Tribune. On T20 World Cup, Indian Express says India-Pakistan match back on table as PCB engages ICC. And finally, under the headline Surya Namaskar, Economic Times writes that captain leads from the front as India recover from early wobble to beat US by 29 runs in opener. With that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Saira. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds talks with his Malaysian counterpart Anwar Ibrahim in Kuala Lumpur. Trade, economic cooperation, strategic engagement and emerging sectors are expected to be high on agenda. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal says India-US interim trade agreement is fair, equitable and balanced and ensures complete protection of farmers' interests. Home Minister Amit Shah to chair high-level security review meeting on left-wing extremism in Raipur today. Japan votes in snap parliamentary election called by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. And in ICC Men's T20 World Cup, India opens its campaign with a win over the United States. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.